a lot's been made coming into this season that you've approached some of Eric Dickerson's numbers. And when you consider the numbers that he put up and some of the other running backs here, what does it mean to you to be a part of the offense that puts up a school record 72 points at SMU?
I mean, being a part of the offense is huge, but being part of the team is even bigger because it wasn't just the offense putting up those points tonight. We had points coming from places you wouldn't even expect points coming from on kickoff, and we had a punt recovery that led to some points, and just all phases of the game scoring points is what we need to have big wins like that, and that was a good team win.
You've always been a running back who it looks like sort of gets stronger in the second half. You've been able to wear down some defenses. How important was it to you to get back over 100 yards?
It always just seems to happen. I don't see where I'm at or ask anybody where I'm at. It just seems like after the game, it's always right around 110, 115. So it was, it's a good game. It seems like if you get 99, the offense didn't produce running game. If you get 100, the O-line did great and everything's working out fine. So. In everybody else's mind, the 100-yard games are huge, but in ours, as long as we win, that's all we care about.
All right, you go for 113 tonight. The only guy ahead of you in the conference rushing was Charles Sims of Houston. Your defense holds him to 54, so now you're ahead of him in total yards this season, and I know you're going to say you don't care at this point in the year, but you're also a competitive guy. Do you even look at those numbers?
Well, everybody else does, and I have to hear about it. So it's good to win that. It's my individual category. That's the running backs thing. So it just shows whose offense is working better in that area, whose O-line's blocking better, who's pushing for more yards. And I think tonight was a good example of one team coming out to play.
Is a third straight conference rushing title important to you?
I mean, again, that's just something that makes our offense look good. It brings attention to what we're doing. It makes us know we're doing our jobs out there. So it's always nice to be awarded for what you're doing.
Garrett Gilbert comes up with 4 touchdown passes tonight. From you had as good a seat as anybody in the house to see his performance. How would you evaluate his performance tonight?
I thought he did great. I thought he moved around the pocket good. I thought he made some plays. When plays were breaking down up front, he has the ability to move around like that and make big plays. He did that tonight. I knew it was going to be a good game for him when we started off early, throwing the ball and completing some good passes, and scoring on the first drive. It's been a while since we've done that, and it was an awesome ball he threw to Darius in the corner. So from there, I just knew it was going to be a good game for him.
So much has been made about Garrett's arm strength and accuracy downfield ever since he arrived, even over the summer when you had the optional workouts. How important was it for him to hit that deep ball to Keenan Holman to connect on one of those deep passes for a score?
Yeah, those are the crowd pleasers. We've had so many of those that are just a little overthrown or off the fingertips or just something breaks down. So it's nice to see that happen because we work so hard in practice, we work so hard in the off season, we work every day in the game. Every game we throw a few of those, and it's nice to see one drop, and it's a pretty successful play when you catch it.
It's a crowd pleaser, but also does having one of those on film change the way defenses are going to have to approach you guys?
Yeah.
Knowing that he can connect on that deep ball?
Yeah, it makes us more well-rounded, absolutely. We can run the ball, but they can't just bring everybody up in the box and because we'll throw it deep. And tonight was a good example of we pounded a little bit, and then things would open up in the secondary, and Garrett would complete some nice balls, and they would catch. I mean, the receivers were catching the ball great tonight, and then we would run it again. So that's the way it's supposed to work. So it was nice to see.
The receivers have taken some heat earlier this year about some drop passes, and tonight they seem to have a very good night, maybe just a couple drops or something. But did you see anything in practice, either this week or even last week before Tulane, that led you to believe they were sort of shaking that little drop pass bug?
I think everybody had a chip on their shoulder this week after losing a game, last week's game. That was a tough one to swallow. 1 point. We were on the goal line so many times. We had, watching the film, we had so many chances to make big plays everywhere, not just the goal line. So I think everybody played with a little chip on their shoulder all week in practice. Short week, so you had to focus in, get your bodies right, and I think they just wanted to show that they could make plays, and they did.
Were you worried about any carryover from that game, considering not only did you lose last week, but the way you lost, like you said, a 1 point game to a team that a lot of people felt you should have beaten. Were you worried about a carryover on a short week?
No, I felt pretty good. I think after the game, people weren't feeling sorry for themselves. They knew we should have won that game, and we just didn't play. We didn't come out to play. We didn't finish the game. So, this week going into practice, we focused in and got things done.
Your coaches always talk about you get one day to celebrate a win or one day to lament a loss. Now that you have 9 days before Memphis, do you get to stretch that out a little bit?
Yeah, they're giving us a little.
Do you get 2 days off to celebrate?
Yeah, I think we're coming in on Sunday to watch the film. We have lifting tomorrow, optional lifting. So we'll get in here, work some of the bugs out, and get back to the film on Sunday and celebrate the win for 2 days. I guess a little extra rest never hurt anybody.
Was there any different approach or message in practice this week in order to shake off that loss from last week and get geared up for a very high-powered offense this week in Houston?
We always got a one snap and clear. It's kind of like the language we speak, so we have to, if we're going to talk about it, we got to be about it. And we always see our next opponent as the toughest game all year. So, even though Houston's lost some games, they've been hot lately, so we knew they were going to be a tough test. And even though we were up, we had 59 points, they were still battling back in the whole game. So you're always looking for that one score to put a team away, and we had a drive there at the end that was, a clock winder. Just taking time and running the ball, picking up first downs, and then finishing it with a touchdown was a good way to end it.
That drive you mentioned, taking more than 8 minutes off the clock in the fourth quarter, was that the biggest drive of the whole game?
And that was good. That was just the best drive I thought, because that was a drive where we took so much time on the clock that we didn't give them an opportunity to score any more points. They kept battling. I give them credit. So to take that much time off the clock, that hurts.